Welcome back to Learn As You Explore, your go-to place for MBOT 2 tutorials. If you're a passionate teacher, check out the educator packs I've put together, linked in the description. You also have a free lesson pack to check out before you make a purchase. As you saw in the demo video, we're going to make the CyberPi cycle between three modes: shake, tilt, and flashlight. Let's first define our shake block. We'll create three separate makebloks for shake, tilt, and flashlight modes. The first one, we'll create makeblock and call it shake. This function will not take any input arguments, so let's just click on OK so we get the defined block. The first thing we want to do is make sure that the LEDs are turned off. So go to LED and say turn off LED all. Then we'll print the message shake me to the display. So go to display, get the print and move to new line block and change the text to shake me. I'm going to correct this typo here. Now what we want to do is check if we're shaking the CyberPi a lot, which means that we will check the shaking strength is greater than some value. To do that, we'll use an if block. And for the condition, we want to check if it is greater than some value. So let's go to operators and grab the greater than block. For the first operand, we want shaking strength. Shaking strength can be found in the motion sensing category. And you can use the shaking strength block right here. We want to check if it is greater than some threshold. I'm going to use the threshold of 20, but feel free to play around if you like it to be more sensitive or less sensitive. If you want it to be more sensitive, you would reduce this value. If you want it to be less sensitive, then you would increase this value. If there is a lot of shaking detected, we want to display a red LED. So go to the LED category and grab the display LED block. We want all the LEDs to be red, so click here to edit the LED pattern. Make sure that red is selected and just click on all of the LEDs here and say OK. Finally, we want to play the yeah tone. To play a tone, we'll use the audio categories play until done block and change high to the tone yeah. Great, we're done with the first section of code. Let's now build the next section, which is going to be the tilt mode. Once again, we'll create a makeblock for the tilt functionality. Rename your block name to be tilt. And once again, there's no input arguments to this function. So click OK to get the defined tilt block. Once again, the first thing we want to do is to turn off all LEDs. So use the turn off LED all block. Then we want to print tilt me to the display. So use the print and move to new line block. Change the text to tilt me. Now we want to check for the direction of tilt. If it is forward, we want to display green LEDs in the middle. So let's do that first. So we'll bring in an if block. This time we'll use an if then else block because there can be only one direction of tilt at any given time. So you can bring that over, and for the condition, we want to check if it is tilted forward. Once again, that can be found in the motion sensing block. You can find this tilted forward block and use that. If it is indeed tilted forward, what we want to do is first print the forward message on the display and then display the green LED pattern. So to print the message, once again, it's in the display category, print and move to new line block, and we'll change the text to forward. Next, we want to display the green LEDs in the center. So go to LEDs, grab the display LED pattern, and edit the pattern to be green only in the center 3 LEDs and off in the first and fifth LEDs. To turn the LEDs off, use the eraser tool here, click on it, and then click on the LEDs that you wish to erase. For the middle 3 LEDs, we want them all to be green. So click on green and then click on the LEDs that you wish to pattern. Click on OK. Now before we move to the next iteration, we're going to wait 1 second. So go to Control and select the wait 1 second block and insert it right after the display LED pattern. So if we are tilted forward, we will follow these steps. But what if we're not tilted forward? Then we're in this else case and we want to check if we're tilted backwards this time. So grab another if then else block and insert it within the original else section. Go to motion sensing, grab the tilted forward block, but instead of forward, we want to check backward this time. If we are indeed tilted backward, we want to do something similar here. So we'll grab the whole block here, duplicate it and insert it within the else. Now for the print message, we want to say backward instead of forward, and for the LED pattern, we want to make it orange in the middle three instead of green. So click on orange and select the LEDs that you wish to color. Say OK, and we're done with the backward case. Similarly, we'll build the tilted left and tilted right cases as well. So I'm going to duplicate the if then else block entirely, insert it into the else, change the backward to tilted left, change the text to left, change the LED pattern. Now here is where we'll do something a little bit different. Because we're tilted left, I want only the leftmost LED to light up in the blue color. So why don't you pause the video and try this out for yourself and then come back. Alright, so let's erase the middle LEDs because we don't want them to be on. Select the blue LED color and color only LED number 1 and say OK. I hope you got that right. Now let's program the if tilted right case. Duplicate, insert into the else block, change left to right, change left to right here as well in the text. And for the pattern, we want to change it such that only the rightmost LED number 5 is blue and everything else should be off, including LED 1. So I'm going to turn off LED 1 and make sure blue is selected and click on 5. Say OK. So we're kind of done here with the tilt block, but one improvement we can do is we don't really have an else case other than the 4 tilt directions that we want to detect. So we technically do not need an if then else block here. We just need an if block. So let's replace this to clean it up a little bit. Get the if block and move the condition over to the new if block and move the inside of the if then else block into the new if block. We can now delete this if then else block. Great, we're also done with the tilt section. So let's move on to the next section, which is the flashlight mode. Let's create another my block and call it flashlight. Say OK. And within the define flashlight block, we're going to once again turn off all the LEDs first. So go to LEDs, get the turn off LED block, and we'll print to the display, shine a light on me. So go to display and select print and move to new line. Instead of make block, let's call it shine a light on me. For the flashlight functionality, we want to check if the ambient light is greater than some threshold, that is, if it's too bright, meaning that a bright light is being flashed on the CyberPi. So let's grab an if block from the control category, and within the condition, we want to check if the ambient light intensity is greater than a threshold. Since we want a greater than block, go to operators and get the greater than block here. For the ambient light intensity, that is in the sensing category, so grab the ambient light intensity block. I'm going to set the threshold to 10, but depending on your environment and how bright it is, you might want to adjust this threshold. The first thing we want to do when we detect a flashlight is to display all white LEDs. So go to the LED category and grab the display LED block, select the pattern to edit it, and I want all of them to be white. So I'm just going to click on white and color all of the LEDs. Say OK. And finally, we want to play a surprised tone. To play an audio tone, go to audio, get the play until done block and change high to surprised. And remember to save your program. I'm going to name my program Sensor Games with CyberPi and click on save. Alright guys, let's take a break here and we'll continue in our next video where we'll implement the main function with the logic to cycle between these 3 modes. We'll then implement a quick reset function and finally upload and test the full project on our CyberPi. Here are some of my other videos that you may find helpful. Happy programming, and I'll see you in the next one.